Uh, and it's funny because you know how often we joke about how the airport's in a hole, and they had an inch and 8. I live, as the crow flies, maybe 4 miles from there. Had an inch and 6. So Seligman had 2.3, Lebanon had just under 2, West Plains had just under, let's say they had an inch and a half, something like that. And there were pockets that had, half an inch, a little more, but that's the first wave. Warfront's coming north. Joplin's already 70, and just kind of waiting for the clouds to clear away. Yeah. It's not bad now. It's just a matter of getting the clouds to clear away. So I think we will. And I just looked at our latest forecast model in house, and how it does the soundings and shows you the wind shear and all that kind of stuff. This is one of those cases where I'm not screaming tornado, but there's enough shear there that it wouldn't surprise me if we get 1 or 2 out of it. I think the larger threat's going to be hail, like the last couple of days. We had a report come in yesterday afternoon. Actually, when that first wave of storms came in, there was a report of 3-inch hail in Springdale. 3 inches, and it's in the 50s.
A lady broke her arm. It came through the windshield and hit her arm and broke her arm. Holy crap!
Golly. Well, then suddenly the report was revised to an inch and a half. I don't know how you mistake it by double, but
I guess it's down so hard so many. I guess it went through the windshield and hit her arm.
It covered the ground.
She couldn't go anywhere because she was driving. Yeah.
So, like the last couple of times, hail and wind would probably be the bigger threat. Tornado threat's not zero. By far, I think our bigger problem is going to be this front comes in and sits. And the flow is going to be such that it parallels it. Now, it depends on what model you look at, whether it's near Springfield or whether it's Harrison. Regardless, it's in our area, and along and north of it, the new progs are showing pretty much all of southern Missouri in a 6 to 8 inch band between now and 5 days? It'll be Tuesday morning. But I think we get around possibly severe weather with a better setup tornado-wise Monday if we're still several days out.
What does it roll through here today?
I think the initial development will be up here probably 2-3 o'clock up toward like Warsaw and St. Clair County.
That's
and
the
then
chance for the strong stuff?
Right. And then it'll come southeast. So for Springfield, let's just say theoretically it forms a line probably in the 6-7 o'clock range here. And then it'll stall. And I mean, there's going to be some periods during the weekend that are dry that, you look outside and go, so what? I mean, big deal. But especially late in the day and at night when we get that wind coming in over the front, that's when I think the heaviest rain will be Saturday night and Sunday night.
So this is going to kind of come down from the north.
And then sit there for several days.
So these are hailers.
Could be. I mean, the severe weather threat is bigger today. And then we're going to be, supposedly the front gets to the Arkansas line, so we'll be on the cool side of it. And if it rains during the day, it may barely get to 60. Other side of the front, it's 70. Then on Monday, stronger wave comes in, lifts it back north, and we got another threat for severe weather. So the flooding will be a bigger issue, especially later in the weekend. Because now we've had 1 to 2 inches. Every round that comes through here may do the same thing, and suddenly you're talking 5, 6.
Over the weekend?
Over the weekend, yeah. I'm not going to say 0, but I don't think it's too big of a deal. It'll be too cool.
Monday will be the day.
Monday will be the day. Right now, if you look at the charts for Monday, there would be a much more substantial tornado threat than what we've dealt with, simply because of the configuration of the winds. But probably western Arkansas, maybe the southwestern corner. You know how that is. It all depends on the track. If it goes a bit more north, and we're all in it. But right now, I think flooding's a bigger concern, and we'll kind of fine-tune the Monday deal as we get closer. The long-range pattern, we've still got this front hanging around. The thing comes through Monday. Another big upper low comes through here Wednesday, and then we're done, at least for a couple days. So,
obviously, there's going to be a lot of people traveling, and
right,
starting today, this afternoon.
Right. And I'm nervous that with as much moisture as is down here, I mean, you look at this surface chart, and that doesn't tell the whole story, but the dew points are upper 60s in central Texas. And that's all going to flow north and right near that boundary. So, I mean, you know how it is at nighttime. These thunderstorms come in and they'll drop 3, 4, 5 inches of rain in one fell swoop. And that doesn't mean we're all going to get that, but there's potential for it. So, creeks and streams and eventually the larger rivers. And I don't think the lakes are far enough down that even if we all got 6 inches of water, it could hold it.
Yeah.
But dock owners are going to have to be doing this all weekend long.
Northwest Arkansas, practically been a drought.
Yeah, we've made up some of that. The drought conditions have been worse further south you go, and so this is really kind of a good thing for Oklahoma because I think Dave told me he had read somewhere it was the worst drought they've had in decades there.
Yeah.
So this will help them. Officially, you look at the map, and Arkansas is abnormally dry, but we've taken a bite out of that deficit we had, and right now in Springfield, and of course it doesn't. Arkansas is a little worse off, but in Springfield we're like a quarter inch behind. We'll make up for that pretty easy. So, all right.
All right.